teams before this one. That would be in Oregon and Florida, and boy, did they play them close. They really had some impressive showings against those two top 10 teams. Looking to do it again tonight in Arizona. A great opportunity at hand to play a good in-state opponent. We'll take a look at your Sanderson Ford keys to the game. This is what it will take for the two teams to win today. First key, inning by inning. You don't walk off an opponent in the first inning. You have to play it inning by inning, play the full game in this one. Sophomore star power. For GCU, that's Savannah Kirk, and for the U of A, that's Reagan Shockey. Those are threats near the top of the lineups, looking to start something early for both teams. And do what you've been doing. You're number 10 in the nation for Arizona. You're receiving votes for Grand Canyon. You got that way for a reason. Just stick to it. Keep doing what you've been doing.
Well, it's 68 degrees, clear skies, light wind about 6 miles per hour, maybe a gust up to 10, maybe not. No conditions that are creating any alarm. Certainly, it's a good time for softball. We're going to tell you about the starting lineups and get underway with the first pitch. Stay with us when we come back. Those folks.
Inside the circle, number 4, Taryn Batterton, a 6'3" junior out of Lotta, Oklahoma. She leads the Lopes in innings pitched on the season, and she had a dominant start up against Utah Valley last week and looking to do the same tonight against the Wildcats.
Wildcats are loaded. And the Lopes, well, you're beginning to think they're loaded too. This team is 22-3 as Batterton gets ready to go and delivers a first pitch strike to Dakota Kennedy. Arizona ranked 9th or 10th or 11th or whatever, depending on what poll you look at. Ground ball to first base, and quickly Kennedy retired, 3 unassisted. And here's Reagan Shockey. Shockey in the 2-0. Arizona starts out with 3 lefties and then goes right-handers all the way to the 9 spot. There's a pop fly into right field. First ball swinging Shockey, and she's retired. Making the catch is Micaiah Gomez. Quickly, 2 out and nobody on. But Arizona has so many weapons and there's so many numbers, you can kind of get lost in all of that. We kind of felt the same way when you had Florida come in here. And rightly so. Those are elite teams, elite programs. And you face a lineup like that, there's only one way to do it, and that's one pitch at a time. You start looking at averages and numbers, and you think, holy mackerel, how are we going to get out of the inning? Ball hit right up the middle, fielded by Bat in the bottom of the first inning. Here's how they'll come to the plate tonight. Savannah Kirk leads it off. Sydney McCray bats second. Emily Gonzalez in the 3-hole, followed by red-hot Jada Cooper. Micaiah Gomez is batting 5th. Mia Weckel is in the 6-hole, batting 7th, 8th, and 9th. Tinley Lucas, Lovey Kapa'a, and Mackenzie Nolan. Starting pitcher for Arizona, tell us about it.
Miranda Stoddard inside the circle for the Wildcats, 5'10" graduate student out of California. 11 starts on the season, and most impressive about her, look at those strikeouts to walks. 24 strikeouts, only 5 walks. Really commands the zone when she pitches.
Savannah Kirk will look to get it started for Grand Canyon against Stoddard. Plate umpire tonight is Mark Corus. Rob Huff is at first base. Dwayne Carter is on the third base line. Ball is bounced just foul outside of third base. Kirk, 2 for 6 in the 2 games played in Utah. Savannah scored a couple runs, drove in 3. Lopes were scheduled to play 3 against Utah Valley, but the third game was snowed out. Saw some video of that if you didn't happen to catch it live, and it was really something. Kirk runs the count to 3-1 in her favor. On deck, Sydney McCray and then Emily Gonzalez. Infield tight. 3-1 coming up. Strike 2. We mentioned at the outset that we had some breeze, 6 miles per hour. We have nothing right now. Flag just hanging on the stick in right field. A chopper to third base, fielded by Sniffen. Throw to first, not nearly in time. It's just, there's nothing you can do for Kirk, and the Lopes get going. McCray slaps it foul behind Shannon Hayes, coaching in the third base box for the Lopes. Hayes in his 4th year. 164 wins against 45 losses at Grand Canyon. That's pretty good, isn't it? There's a bunt foul. 0-2 is the count to McCray. Lopes like the little ball approach, which they can execute with wondrous efficiency because of their speed and bat control. The team has a batting average to be proud of. It's .365 right now. Outfield straightaway, not deep. Runner goes to second. The throw is offline, and sliding in safely with a stolen base is Savannah Kirk.
That's good for 8th in the country. The Wildcats, they're 3rd in the country, hitting .382. A lot of good batters, batswomen in these lineups today.
The Lopes had a great season last year with the bat, creating all kinds of offense, and this year it's even better. It's hard to figure. More about that later. 1-2, foul back on the net. On deck, Gonzalez. Kirk now in scoring position at second base. Breeze kicks up just a touch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. McCray down, waving. Gonzalez had a 4th multi-hit game in her last 5 in the first game of the doubleheader last Friday. On the weekend, pretty good stats in the 2 games. 4 for 5, scored 3, drove in 3. Quick bat, yanking those inside pitches foul. Stoddard, not a lights-out strikeout pitcher. She has 1. Laid off the off-speed. 2-2. Stoddard with 24 Ks in 42 2/3. Now 43 innings. So not overwhelming. But again, as Chris mentioned, just 5 walks. So right around the plate, which would seem to mean that she's hittable.
Swinging back to back. You know, the numbers might not tell the full story, and it's good to be surprised every once in a while.
Jada Cooper has been full of surprises, hasn't she?
Might be an understatement, Tim.
Cooper batting .453, and it's been an electric .453. 29 for 64. She's quickly behind 0-2. Cooper with 9 home runs. 3 last weekend. Three doubles, 31 runs batted in. If Cooper can get aboard, then Gomez awaits. Outfield straight away and very deep and left is Dakota Kennedy. She's basically at the warning track. Fouled off to the right side. Nice crowd on hand, as you would expect. Couple of in-state rivals meeting here tonight in Phoenix. Foul ball. Arizona will be in Phoenix, actually Tempe, over the weekend. They'll be playing 3 at ASU. So their fans have some good softball to look forward to.
Yeah, I heard over the loudspeakers that this is officially a sellout at GCU Softball Stadium.
Bouncer right back to the circle. Stoddard to nets, and the side is retired. So the Lopes getting a hit, but no runs. Scoreless through 1. Stay with us. Second inning, a scoreless first, and with all the fireworks we were talking about for both teams, a couple of goose eggs in inning number 1. Batterton delivers her first pitch to Devin Netz. Lopes straight away and deep in the outfield. You can pretty much say that for most anybody in this lineup. In fact, the Wildcats have a category in their game notes called Home Run U. That's designation of note. The Wildcats have hit 2,602 home runs since softball became a Division I sport in 1982. And they say that's the most ever by anybody by far. And here's one hit high and deep to left down the line, and making the catch in foul territory in front of the wall against Batterton. Here's Sydney Stewart. Sydney Stewart has been on base 29 straight games. That's a lot. That's a long string.
She really has, and that's in large part to her eye at the plate. 26 walks on the year, only 7 strikeouts.
Yeah, you look at that number, 26. Some good plate discipline. Your batting average is .380, but your on-base percentage is .555. That's an astronomical variance. Swing and a miss. Tipped, actually, and caught by Tinley Lucas, and the count runs full. You don't usually see a jump like that. There's ball 4, and she's worked another one. So Stewart is the first base runner for Arizona. And here's Miranda Stoddard. Yes, Stoddard the pitcher, sure. She's just too good to keep out of the lineup. Give her a bat. She's batting .426. So many players at this level are just uber talented, skilled. Stoddard, one of them. 1-1. Batterton working down and into those right-handers. Stewart has not attempted a steal. There's a bouncer up the middle, stepped on second, throw to first, double play. So the play ended with shortstop Mackenzie Nolan on her knees at second base. She threw that ball from her knees and threw a strike. That's pretty good.
Oh, to do that while falling, I mean, I could barely make that throw standing on my own 2 feet, Tim, let alone falling down. Mackenzie Nolan, SportsCenter top 10 moment, perhaps?
Lopes have put up a couple of zeros. Good start for Batterton in this one. See if GCU can generate some offense. Micaiah Gomez, Mia Weckel, and Tinley Lucas. Stoddard gave up the infield chop, the base hit to Kirk, who then promptly stole second base and then stranded her with a couple of strikeouts and a bouncer back to the circle. Gomez, 338. She's been right around there all season. Speared by Beal. Throw to first, made that look easy. What a play. Ho hum.
Base paths.
There's another attempt. Got that one too. One thing you see right away.
Glove to the hand is near instantaneous.
Well, don't you need to be with these speedy runners? Softball is such a different game than baseball in many respects. Of course, a lot of similarities, but the speed of this game is intense. And it makes for a whole different strategy with respect to defensive alignment and, just as you say, the transfer from glove to throw. Quickness reigns supreme. Tinley Lucas had a nice weekend. Doubleheader anyway. 3 hits in one game, 4 for 7 on the weekend. 3-run homer. Caitlin Lowe, fifth-year head coach for the Wildcats, prefers to hang out in the dugout rather than coach on the bases. 131 wins against 69 losses, which is a tremendous number considering the years that she spent in the pack. 500 is a good season sometimes in those conference memories. Pack a casualty of the changing game of sports nationally. Arizona, of course, now in the Big 12. Swept their first series last weekend at Utah. Won pretty handily. Emily Shep, 9 for 31. Just misses. A double, 4 home runs. Everyone in the lineup for Arizona has a home run except for Shockey. There's a soft liner to third, dribbler up along first. Oh, some sideways spin on that. Good play by Gonzalez to gather it in the mitt and secure it. So many parts and pieces that had to be replaced from last year to this. Nolan was a part-time player last year at shortstop. And Gonzalez wasn't here. So those changes on the infield, Kapa'a and Kirk were carryovers. Swing and a miss. Taylor Beal, shortstop level on the count, 1-1. And so you come into the season and, you know, shortstop, second base, that's kind of the heart and soul of your infield defense. And the Lopes have picked right up where they left off and then some. Remember, last year's team won 51 games. There's no shrinking violet. This is a great team. And they lost a ton of offense from last year's team, but they also lost a lot of defense. And as a result, there were question marks. You'll see who's going to play themselves into a position, so on and so forth. Grand Canyon currently is on pace for 37 errors this year. 37. How does that stack up? Well, last year, a 51-game winner made 58 errors. So if things kind of continue the way they've gone, you'd think there's no reason to believe they wouldn't. That's a quantum leap. 21 fewer errors. That equates to a lot of runs. Full count pitch coming up to Beal. Just misses, ball 4.
Batting left fielder Dakota Kennedy.
Second walk from Batterton. Top of the order we go to Kennedy. Kennedy bounced out to Gonzalez at first. In the first. Arizona not a big stolen base team. The one player who does swipe some bags is on deck. That's Shockey. 1-1. Beal has stolen 5 in 5 attempts. Keep an eye on her. 1-1 is the count to Kennedy. Strike 2. This is the only game tonight between 2 ranked opponents. So worth noting on the national scoreboard. Quiet night, typically Wednesday. Two-two pitch coming up to Kennedy. Batterton has walked 2. And working carefully, as you would, to a team that's batting .380. Dribbler is going to be beat out for a hit, and the runner from first, Beal, goes all the way to third. So heads up running. You have runners at the corners. Infield single on the play. Brings up Regan Shockey. Shockey, .423 hitter at the start of the game. Already with 47 hits. 47. Top top hitter for the Lopes is Savannah Kirk. She now has 43. But within the framework of your own team, Shockey with 47 hits. The closest person to that is Altmaier with 38. It's 9. That's a pretty sizable gap. Off the ankle of Batterton, and it's going to be a run. She might have done a little hockey goalie kick save. Like she might have been trying to knock that down with her foot. And here's Altmaier. Kaya grounded to shortstop in the first inning. Regan with the run batted in, by the way. Kennedy moves up to second. 1-0 Cats. Altmaier, 4 home runs, 35 runs batted in.
Altmaier leads the Wildcats in doubles. She gets hit. She has the legs to work out extra bases.
13 doubles, to be exact, a triple, 4 home runs, 35 ribbies. She leads the Big 12 in doubles. Lots of accolades. 2-2. Full count. Strike 3 call. Kaya Alt.
Time it is. Get on your feet and make some noise. It's T-shirt time. Leading off the bottom of the third inning for the Lopes, third baseman, Lovie Kipa'a.
Bottom half of the third inning. I'm Tim Wilhelm along with Chris Albright, and we're having fun the old yard tonight.
Oh, it's
Good
a packed-
matchup, 2 good teams. Not a lot of offense, but that is not a surprise. We've seen the games with Oregon and Florida here. You play good teams, better programs. They're not 10-9 games. They usually get 6 or 7 hits. Back through the box scores. Lovey Kipa'a. Batting .296 as she stands in. A chop to third, convenient hop. over to first. Nothing more. In fact, no outs in the outfield yet. Everything has been on the infield. 3 strikeouts, and the rest have been grounders. Mackenzie Nolan ahead 2-0. Nolan was 3 for 3 in game 1 of the doubleheader at Utah Valley on Friday. 3 runs batted in. Lines it to left and right. There was a foul out down the left field line. Some infield hits by Arizona. And 1 fly ball to right. So neither team really clearing the infield. That's often an indication of a good matchup between a couple of capable pitchers and some good defense. Chopped to short. Speaking of defense, Beal can really play, can't she? Side retired. Nothing doing for the Lopes in the bottom half of the third. Goose eggs for GCU, 1 for Arizona. Stay with us. Well, it is such a case. They've announced the game as a sellout, and the attendance is a record for this facility. 1,667 here tonight. A wonderful turnout, and what's better than a full house? Great to see.